Wowza. What a truly inspirational, absolutely insane day. It's a Friday and I'm live. I don't know, I was bored. There was stuff to talk about. I figured I'd go live for an hour or two. We're gonna play this stupid StreamYard music in the background because apparently with StreamYard I can't play my own music from my own tab. Unless I guess maybe if I put it on a tab up here, it would play. I couldn't get it to work for some bizarre reason. But hi guys, welcome to live stream. Hope you're doing good. I guess we're here. A lot of random stuff has happened, so I figured, yeah, we'd hang out for a while. It's been an interesting day, that's for sure. It's widescreen. I guess I could, yeah, I could put it on the, I don't know, that one. Is that better? That one or covering part of the screen? I don't know. What do I look like, a professional streamer? I don't do this for 20 plus hours a week or anything. There's a lot that's happened. I don't like to just do streams talking about other people because I think they're kind of dumb when I do them. I mean, other people do them and they are perfectly fine, but I don't know. I kind of just like to play video games. Occasionally I'll mention other people, but I guess I'm being dragged into like a lot of conversations and a lot of drama. Not shocking. Does that shock anybody at this point? Doesn't shock me, that's for sure. But I figured you can tell me if that music is too loud. It probably is fine. Oh, it's too loud? Okay. It sounds low for me. I just turned it down like a shit ton. Apparently people are talking about me. And so I figured, all right, that's fine. We'll hang out for a little while, maybe like 2 hours. I don't know. I don't ever stream on Fridays, but a lot's been happening. So I figured we could chat. How does that sound? Better? Okay, cool. Cabal, thank you for the 5. I just watched your coverage of the Xbox Direct. Oh. Yeah, the Xbox Direct was interesting. I didn't think it was terrible. I don't know how to feel about Expedition 33. Initially, I was really excited for it. And as time's gone on, I've become a little bit less excited for it. But it still doesn't look bad. And then South of Midnight. Yikes. South of Midnight is just... it's a thing. I don't understand why the cutscenes are like 10 FPS. I think it's because it's supposed to be like stop motion vibe, but that doesn't work. It just doesn't work, at least for South of Midnight. I'm excited for the 3rd installation of my favorite Christian games. Doom, the Dark Ages, yeah. Very Christian, huh? All that murder and blood and guts. It's crazy. Doom and Ninja game was good. Yeah, I think we're done with Dynasty Warriors Origins. I'm pretty sure, I'm 95% sure that tomorrow and Sunday we're just going to play Ninja Gaiden 2D, 3D Black, because that seems significantly cooler to stream and to play. And, well, I just don't think I can go back to Origins. Maybe one day. Also, we do have to finish Visions of Mana, but that's only one more stream. No, we need Origins. You need to complete it. How about... no. Do I need to? Do I really need to? I don't think so. But yeah, a lot's been happening with David Jaffe. Out of touch bozo, 20 years gone from the industry, little bit salty, little bit angry, saying sexism is okay when he says it, classic, very progressive, and Alyssa, who, Alyssa, I mean, what else am I supposed to say about her? I get it. Right? She wants to talk. She needs to feel better about herself. And she can talk. But that means we can also respond. YouTubers are grifters. Well, YouTubers that talk about her are grifters. We're all being mean. We're all apparently becoming rich. I don't know why I am not part of that group. I'm not rich from talking about her. Jeez. At least share the wealth with ladies, Alyssa. Vito, thank you so much for the super sticker. Much appreciated. Uh-oh. Hold on. How do I get rid of it? It went away. Well, glad we established that. Why is it not in the chat anymore? Well, it's broken. Classic. Did Alyssa know that she has a YouTube channel? She does have a YouTube channel. And she could sit on it and talk about herself all day, if that's really what she wanted to do. But she now also has to beat around the bush, and she can't just say what she wants because of the lawsuits that she initiated. And she uses that as an excuse to not talk about, well, basically anything. I don't know what she's thinking. So let's start off with this clip. So apparently, okay, actually, let's back up a little bit. For the maybe 2 people that don't know, David Jaffe has been defending, well, he was defending Dragon Age the Veilguard, and then he was defending Avowed, and he's continuously proven how out of touch he really is, which is fine, right? He can defend whatever game he wants. He can talk about any game he wants. He can talk about anybody that he wants, but that doesn't mean that I also can't talk about him talking about other things, and multiple creators did. And then he got absolutely annihilated for it. And then he turned around and said all YouTubers talking about him and talking about these games were grifters, even though he admitted to being a grifter. I love how this word is just completely thrown around towards anybody that you don't like. This was an article from not even that long ago. December 3rd. Jeez. Way to hype me up. Varadark verbally wrecks God of War director David Jaffe after he went on a hypocritical, condescending, sexist tirade against her. It's just another day that ends in Y. Now, I think making jokes about people's gender is fine. I think that you can say somebody got successful only because they're a woman. You can say they only got successful because they're a man. You can say I'm the dumbest bitch on the face of this planet. But that doesn't mean you're right. And you'd think for somebody who claims to have much knowledge and much wisdom that he wouldn't go around making just random claims whenever he felt like it. Like he claims to be better than everybody else, or at least he acts better than everyone else. So you'd think that he would do a little bit of research. He would actually maybe even try to discuss things with other people, but he doesn't. Also, Bilbo is back there pushing around a toy. I can hear it. And a few weeks ago, he went on a rant about how basically I'm only successful because of my hair, because of my face, because of my gender, which certainly isn't true. And I mean, I don't think I need to prove that, but in his video that he had done, or his live streams or whatever the fuck, he had shown my videos, right? And then said, oh, this is all the content she puts up, even though I have a full live stream tab where I stream hundreds of games and thousands of hours. Fun. I love when people want to try to push a certain narrative and then they completely ignore half of my content. The content I put the majority of effort into because it takes significantly longer to make that content. I'm first and foremost a video game streamer. Don't you guys love the video game I'm playing tonight? Don't you love the video game I was playing last night? Uh-oh, things are changing around here. But, like, he could say what he wants. He could sit here and say, oh yeah, she only got successful because of her gender. But then, he claims that it was supposed to hurt me. Very progressive, by the way, using gender against somebody. And he just makes himself look dumb. He has been. I really think that the reason why over the past couple of weeks he's like double, triple, and quadrupled down is because, first of all, it did initially get him views. Like, when you attack just YouTubers, and then you say somebody only got successful because of their gender, and then when you double down because another content creator the size of like Asmongold covers it, and then everybody's covering it, and instead of just admitting like, oh hey, that was a pretty bad take, sorry, well, he doesn't have to say sorry, but instead he just doubled and tripled and quadrupled down. And then it's like he didn't expect backlash. It's like he didn't expect people to criticize him for it. Like, oh yeah, I can just say whatever I want, and then that didn't work out. And then everybody was roasting him. And then he basically admitted that it was all for views, which is fine. You can do whatever you want for views. You can trash people and talk about people for views, but if you claim I'm bad, you're just as bad. And it's like he thinks, oh, he's correct, and that nothing he does could be seen as wrong. I guess it just comes down to gender. Like, he, I guess, thinks because he's a man he can do whatever he wants. I love how that works. I think that that's funny. But yeah, he was, I think that's a pretty good summary. Attacks people, doubles down, gets wrecked, and then doesn't know when to quit, so puts up a ton of videos, which again is cool. He can do that. But then he's just talking to a void. He claimed, what was it? Oh, for every 100 haters that watch my video, I get 2 or 3 supporters or 2 or 3 subscribers. He's been losing subscribers. And his views have tanked because he could have simply had an adult conversation with people he didn't like. And then been like, yeah, you know, we're gonna disagree. For somebody who claims to, again, not want to silence people based on their gender. He doesn't really want to have a discussion. But then, like, once he came into one of my streams, I think it was a Stalker 2 stream, he was like, oh, hey, you should invite me on. I was like, okay. And then he never opened his DMs. So, I don't know how I was supposed to talk to him or try to set anything up. But now, he's going on another rant about me. Well, about a lot of topics, but part of it was about me. Still bothered by it, I guess. You know, we joke about it in our streams, in these streams, but it's not serious. And now he's inviting Alyssa on to talk and basically go unchallenged. Because anybody that was, I guess, trying to go on to talk to her or criticize her was, yeah, just kind of being talked over. Chris, thank you for the A10. The lack of self-awareness David exhibits is astounding. What did he think was going to happen? You whack down a hornet's nest thinking that it's a piñata and you're bound to get stung? Exactly. Like, again, you can say whatever dumb shit you want on the internet, but you have to realize that you are a public figure and people are allowed to criticize you. And people are allowed to react to your streams and react to your clips and talk about you. And he claims YouTubers that talk about other people are so bad, but then he goes on to do it. I just don't particularly understand why, but yesterday he did this stream. I guess he was doing a call-in portion. And this is kind of the main clip where or one of the main portions that I think is funny. He talks a lot about me, which is fine. But, let me mute this or pause this. So this is one portion. Can you hear that? Or do I need to reset it? It should work, but what do I know? Can you hear this? I have to wait for YouTube to catch up. I love the delay. Okay, you can't hear anything. All right. Give me 1 second. I'll reset it. Bilbo. I don't know why it does this. I wish it was consistent. Okay. Window here. Yeah. Oh, I see. I see. I actually can't just share that. I have to share an individual tab. How stupid. You know, StreamYard, listen, I'm trying to use you, StreamYard, but what's he doing? But it doesn't like to work. Here we go. Okay. This was the clip from his stream yesterday or last night.
People in the chat like go, but what you said was sexist. Yeah, it probably was. Sometimes sexism, if you say something that's sexist, it can also be true.
Sometimes if you say something that's sexist, it's true. If you say something that's sexist, it can also be true. Wow, what an astounding inspirational quote. Oh yeah, guys. By the way, sexism is bad. Misogyny is bad. Judging people by their gender, that's bad. But you know what's not bad? When I fucking do it.
It wasn't misogynistic.
Guys, it was sexist as fuck, but it wasn't misogynistic, because that makes it better. It is also misogynistic. Now, I don't give a fuck. I grew up playing Xbox Live. I'm an internet commentator. You can say some foul shit to me, and it doesn't bug me, because I'm fine with trash talking and locker room talk. Like, that doesn't bother me. But also, when you claim to be very progressive and you claim to, you know, want to promote individuals like women in the gaming industry, and you would never want them to be silenced, and you want to respect women, but then you go on to say something like that, like, it doesn't make you look good. Sorry. Like, after saying something like that, I don't know how popular you're gonna be in the mainstream. I mean, not that he's part of the mainstream. He's not anymore. But
was there aspects of sexism in it? Of course.
Of course.
It was meant to be a dig. It was meant to hurt. It was.
The fact that he thinks that making a statement like, oh, you're only popular because of your hair or your face or your gender, the fact that he thinks that would hurt me just proves he doesn't understand the internet or doesn't know me at all whatsoever. Like, that's the best you've got. And I had said that. Don't forget, guys, if you say something that's sexist, it can also be true. If bringing my gender into the conversation is supposed to hurt me, you've sorely underestimated my tolerance for out-of-touch, insecure has-beens. Because I remember when, like, he was getting wrecked a couple of weeks ago, everyone was making fun of the way that he looked, and I didn't do that because I don't give a fuck how you look. If you want to look like Santa Claus, go for it. But, like, How is that supposed to hurt me? Oh, you only got popular because you're attractive? First of all, that's just not true. Okay? Just in the past year, I did nearly 40 full playthroughs of games. Never mind the games that were like 1-time or 2-time streams. That's not even counting those like Infinity Nikki or Marvel Rivals. I didn't count that in that number. How many games have you played this year, David? How many? How many? Oh, you don't have to play any games because of your gender. You're a man, so you're instantly handed multiple opportunities, right? That's fucking stupid logic. Thank you, Chris, for the 2. Rules for thee, but not for me. Exactly. That's how it works with these people. Oh yeah, sexism is bad. When somebody criticizes Alyssa or says Alyssa got a job in the industry because she did sexual favors for them, which by the way, she had said, oh, if you criticize that or you use that against her, you're sexist. But also, you only got popular because of your gender. But because I don't like your political leaning or your perceived political leaning, because I've never said on this channel who I have voted for, who I would vote for, right? He just doesn't like me because I do not shut up and consume product from the mainstream industry, and I happen to be a woman who has an opinion he doesn't agree with. Like, clearly my gender, I don't know why he's so afraid of women, but my gender is a major problem for him because he constantly brings it up. Like, why would you even bring that into the conversation in the first place? Like, that's the best insult you have is, oh, you're a woman. Okay, bro. But again, I think it's absolutely fucking hilarious that if you say something that's sexist, it can also be true. But if you say something that's sexist against somebody he likes, yeah, you're a terrible, absolutely terrible person. Isn't it clear that he's afraid of women? Yes. He claims to not be. But if the best insult you've got is, you're a woman, you know what that is? That's pretty fucking cringe. Yikes. Savvy had said, why is being a woman something he can use as an insult to be mean, but everyone else has to be nice to him? Yeah. I would not sit here and just say, oh, David, you only got popular in the industry in the early 2000s because you were a man. Why the fuck would I say that? That's stupid. That's dumb. And I'm not saying that there are not women on the internet who have only gotten popular because they're beautiful. There definitely are. And props to them. There are some gorgeous women online who got popular because of their beauty, because they were funny, because they were charming, because they were flirtatious. But that is certainly not the case for me. That definitely is not the fucking case. That's for sure. You want to know why I got popular on the fucking internet? Here, I'll show why I got popular on the internet. I got popular on the internet because I've put up 4.3K videos and live streams. That's why I'm semi-popular. I've put in so much time and effort, and I just have takes people agree with. I don't know how I got 149K subs, and that's fucking awesome, and that's super cool, but this is why I have seen success. So, all you're doing by saying I only got popular is because of simps on the internet, and because, oh my god, they want to support a woman because they want to simp, is just brain dead. It really, really is. Captain Keebs, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member. Holy, much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. And can't think of a name. Thank you for the $6.99. I was gonna try to come up with a name. I couldn't come up with one. I watched his stream and someone gifted a membership and it landed on me. I'm gonna end it all. You've got to delete your account now. It's time. You have to purge your account from the internet. Why? Wait, why did you accept gifted memberships? Wait a minute. You have to accept them. Is there something that you want to tell us? It's okay if you like Jaffe. That's fine. You're allowed to. But he's got just the worst takes possible. This all just started because he was triggered over the fact that I happened to talk about his conspiracy theory that the attempt on Trump's life, I don't know, YouTube don't ban me, was a hoax. That's what he said. He said he didn't think it was real. And I just said, that's a really bad thing to think. And I also said it's bad that Alyssa was joking about it with stormtrooper memes. And of course, then you get into, oh, well, you wouldn't have said anything if it wasn't the person you voted for. I didn't say who I was or wasn't voting for. You can make that assumption. But I would talk about it if the mainstream media was joking about it. That's pretty terrible. Yeah, I'm gonna criticize you for that. This dude is exactly why the left failed this last election. Savvy going ham. Not to mention he went on a tirade about Smash that was completely wrong. Yeah, he did. It's just so obvious that he has no clue what he's talking about. He can't even do 5 minutes of research as to who he's calling a piece of shit. You could put in a little bit of effort, man. Daniel Penny, thank you so much for the 5. Doesn't that make him an incel according to his leftist side? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if David Jaffe is an incel or not, but I do know that he's pretty fucking cringe. I don't think that he ever intended to get anything out of, like, bringing Alyssa on his channel or talking to her. But, again, it's pretty rich that that happened. This guy's an old jealous fart who's going to be living with a lot of anger and regret after this year. It's difficult for a man with so much shallow pride to realize he's wrong. But I have no pity for adults with the mind of a high schooler. I completely agree. I'm not saying being a female hasn't helped you at all, but if you were trading on that as the basis of success, I'm thinking your content, wardrobe, and online demeanor would be far different. Yeah. I mean, people like him constantly say, oh, you're just trying to appeal to male simps. First of all, again, I've played games on this channel literally since the beginning of the channel. I'm just putting my opinions out there. I think it's funny how hypocritical he is when it also comes to that. Because, oh, we want more women in the industry. But when there's a woman in the industry who has her own opinions, we're going to call her a liar. We're going to say that she's intentionally trying to act a certain way in order to make money. Yikes. Being a female is just a massive leg up. It doesn't guarantee success, though. Back in my day, I was hired by a gay woman, trained in 3D by a woman and paid by a woman, all together in one studio. Yeah, funny enough, there have always been women in the gaming industry. I know, it's shocking. Absolutely insane. But there definitely has been. And, well, today... Oh, actually, no. I have this clip as well. This was from yesterday, too. I will play this. I don't know why I have to keep switching. I could have sworn that I didn't have to keep doing this, that I could leave 2 present tabs open, but apparently I can't. What do I know? This is the like continuation during the same stream.
Chapters on the Trump relationship and how it affected his presidency.
Him in
This is not just some book about the WWE. And then I said, the only reason you have that audience is because that you're in that chair is because you're a woman.
Guys, the only reason why I'm in this chair, the only reason why I own this chair, the only reason why I bought this chair is to lie to you. I sit in this chair 20, 25 hours a week playing pretending to play video games. Okay? Really? What I'm doing is I'm watching someone else play video games, even though I would watch somebody better play video games. But guys, the only reason why I'm in this chair is because I'm just a pretender. Sorry to have to break the news to you guys like this. Fight Me Verbally, thank you for the 2. In case you all forgot, I am a straight male. What? You have to leave. You're not allowed to be here. Thanks for the 2. Spawn Freak, thank you for the 5. Jaffe, am I a misogynist? No. It's the women who are all wrong. Yeah. That's his mentality. And again, I don't give a fuck if you bring my gender into a conversation. Like, that's not gonna bother me. But it's not okay when somebody else does it. But it's okay when you do it. Clint, thank you for the 24 months, 2 years. Absolutely insane. Bilbo has his chair to lay in, and Vera has her chair to lie in. Holy fuck, it is true. He's not though. He's that's my cat. Yep. That's my cat right there. I'm pretty proud of him. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. Thank you for the 24 months, though. Bilbo's a cat. Yes.
You're attractive, and you have that really cool red hair.
Do you stand by this statement?
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that. If you had any hair, I'd compliment it.
Yes and no. I stand by the fact that
I'm getting mixed signals, buddy. Right? Like...
Well, okay. Since that time, I did learn that she does more game streaming, and so let's say she's also...
He did. Guys, did you hear that?
Since that time, I did learn that she does more games.
I do some game streaming.
And so let's say she's also possibly entertaining. Let's say she plays games.
Guys, don't fucking pretend I'm entertaining. Let's not even cap. Someone's gonna say, but you are. Let's not even fucking cap. I don't know why you guys watch me. Well, now I know why, because there's drama, right? And I'm roasting a fucking 20-year industry vet who can't work in the mainstream anymore, or isn't voluntarily. Corinne Bush much. But besides that, yeah. Guys, I play some video games. He only just recently learned that, by the way. He's been talking about me for months. But he only just recently learned that. I guess it's better to learn sometimes than not learn at all. Boss, thank you for the 2. He's an intellectual overweight. I might be a mental lightweight, but he's a physical heavyweight. Thanks for the 2. Hollywood guy, thank you for the 2. Hot take, I might or might not be an SJW. Just saying. What? That's insane. Chris, thank you for the 20. I am really vexed at the treatment you're receiving. You can't just play video games without your gender being associated with it. You can't have a voice without your gender being associated. Just screw off David Jaffe. It really doesn't bother me that he's saying this stuff about me, because it just proves his hypocrisy, and I think that that's funny. I really do.
Well,
I think it's kind of
people like to watch your games. Oh, game. Okay, cool. Great. Okay. So the statement would have been incorrect, which is the only reason. There may be people that genuinely enjoy watching her play Final Fantasy. I don't know what she plays. Okay. But do I
So he just recently learned that I play video games on my channel, but he doesn't know a single video game that I've played on my channel. And then he could have just said, oh yeah, like Final Fantasy. He didn't have to specify, I don't know. So it just goes to show that he was getting so brutally roasted, he had to do a little bit more research, but he also wants to pretend like he didn't do the research. So like, can you make up your mind here? Funny enough, David, it's basically all of them. 40 plus games streamed last year. You should try it. Well, you have tried it. We saw what happened in Metroid Dread.
also agree that a meaningful and probable majority reason for her success is
A probable majority for my success.
she is a woman in a nerd-based space that's attractive enough for most people. She's kind of got that nerd look going on.
I thought the new narrative was that 50% of gamers are women. So if 50% of gamers are women, why would your mind instantly go to, oh, she's only making content for men and for lonely simps? This is so fucking horrendous, because if people like you acted your age or acted respectful, you would still have an audience, and there would be hundreds of thousands of people who had played the God of War games in the past that would be showing up to defend you, and they would be begging companies to hire you, but they're not. Why? Because you're acting like a child. You're acting like a very angry teenager.
To basically get the simps, which has been a proven commodity. Hang on, I'm not done. And she has really striking red hair, so she's got like a memorable.
What is with the hair comment? We get it, okay? I have hair. You don't. Yes, I have orange hair. Can we stop talking about the hair? Why it's always that specifically, guys. It's driving me bonkers a little bit. Just because in some cases you specify, oh, it's because of her hair. No, it's because you're saying I have tits. You're saying I'm only successful because I'm a woman. Don't try to cover it up with, oh, it's because she's got this bright hair. You just don't want to say 30 times in one clip, she's only successful because she's got tits. Which isn't the case, because I'm not a titty streamer. I don't think he's ever been to Twitch. Jaffe, if you'll do a stream and you go to Twitch and you scroll just chatting, I'll give you $20. Then you can compare my content to theirs. Let's do a little research, okay?
Gimmick in the same Tucker Carlson had like.
How is it a gimmick when I sit here for 30, 40, sometimes more hours a week and I'm just yapping? How is it a gimmick? I understand that there are people online who have a gimmick. These are real glasses, okay? These are real prescription glasses. You want me to send you the prescription? They're real glasses. This is my real hair. Those are real games behind me. Those are real books behind me. Like, do you really think that I'm just... If it was a gimmick, why would I stream video games? You can't just learn to be good at video games when you absolutely hate them because you want to have a gimmick. If I was just a chick showing my tits, holding up a video game box, yeah, sure, you could maybe have some grounds on your it's just a gimmick argument. But that's definitely not the case. Vera has glasses? I know. Absolutely insane. Matthew, thank you for the 20. Much appreciated. Found you on side scrollers. Yeah, I love side scrollers. Blabs and Craig are great. Smart, based, and talented female gamers are awesome because my 12-year-old daughter loves to watch gaming shows. I'm sorry, Matthew, you're going to have to tell your daughter that there are actually no women in the gaming industry. Women are not allowed to play video games or watch video games anymore. And if they do, they're only doing it as part of a gimmick. She loves to watch gaming channels. Having one like yours, I'm comfortable with her watching is great. Thank you. Well, this really isn't a stream for 12-year-olds, to be fair, with as much as I swear, but maybe she's like I was when I was 12 years old, which was being up at 4 a.m. shit talking grown adults on Xbox Live, telling them that they were trash. And when they said they had to get off the game because they had to go to work in the morning, I was laughing at them. So, yeah, she sounds pretty base though. So I appreciate the 20. And don't let her grow up to be me, I guess. Spawn Freak, thank you for the 2. Their hatred of gingers is real. It's first it started with Hollywood, now it's the video game industry. I can't take this hatred anymore. Chris, thank you for the 5. We all know damn well he ain't alluding to your red hair. Red luscious hair, but hey, that's one more thing he's molding over that you have and he doesn't. I guess so. He should buy a wig. Maybe he'd be a little bit less salty. Vera knew all the gamer words at 12. No comment. No comment.
Like the bow tie. Do I stand by that? Yeah.
What is the difference
Yeah,
between
and
what you...
he can stand by that. He can sit here and he can say that it's all just a big gimmick and that I don't actually like video games, or that I'm only doing this for money, or I'm only doing this for attention, I'm only doing this for X, Y, or Z. He can do that, but it's just going to make him look even more dumb. Like, how many games did you play last year? I'm not even talking about streaming, okay? I streamed over 40 games. That's not counting the games I played off stream and how many thousands of hours I played games off stream. How about you maybe give us a little bit of info on what you played last year? Or otherwise, I can just sit here and say you're a fake fucking gamer who hates women and wants to demean women and kick them out of this industry. The first Gamergate, according to people like Jaffe, it was a harassment campaign to push women out of the gaming industry. Oh, but it's okay to try to push women out of the gaming industry and say that they are fake gamers because you don't like them. How does that make sense? I thought they were supposed to be better. I think that that's a stupid mentality. Oh, I'm better than you because I have a political opinion that's different than yours. That's stupid. First of all, I wouldn't say that about somebody, but yikes.
You just said about Vera. And someone saying the main reason they may be good at their job and qualified, but the only reason they're getting it and then a straight white male isn't getting it is because they're a female and the boss wants something pretty to look at, right?
Happens all the time.
Okay. I mean, but someone saying that
it does happen all the time. I'm not disagreeing, but also I've been on this platform for 6 years now. I've been game streaming for 6 years now. I've been doing content every day for like 4 years now. Like, I have not been handed any major opportunities just because of my gender.
to a games developer who has done work in the industry would be entirely inappropriate. You would probably,
No.
I'm inferring, I'm guessing, correct me if I'm wrong, you would call them out. You'd say, what you misogynistic
It
piece
happens
of
with
shit.
male live
Why
streamers.
are
too.
you
Yeah,
saying
like,
that?
What
there
people
are
don't-
male live streamers who get popular because they're attractive, but of course, you know, we're gonna ignore
I don't
that.
understand. People in the chat like go, but what you said was sexist. Yeah, it probably was.
Yeah,
Sometimes sexism,
It was.
if you say something that's sexist, it can also be true.
and I don't give a fuck that you said it. You can say, again, he can say whatever he wants, but like, that still doesn't dismiss the fact that you said it, and it doesn't make it right just because you said it. Because it's not right. It's not correct. What proof does he have to back up his claim that it's true? Where's his proof that it's true?
It wasn't misogynistic, but was there aspects of sexism in it? Of course. It was meant to be a dig. It was meant to hurt. It was meant to be something that was mean. So what?
It was meant
let me ask you a question.
Guys,
do you think a large percentage, you know who Vera...
It was meant to be mean. I wanted to hurt her feelings. Whew. You know, where I'm from, when you want to hurt someone's feelings on the internet, you call them a brain-dead fucking retard. You're a woman. Yeah, I'm not confused about my gender. What is that supposed to be a slight at?
Varadark is?
I'm vaguely familiar.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Do you guys think a meaningful
Yikes.
percentage of her success on YouTube has come from the fact that she is an attractive enough, geeky looking woman?
Now, this is, again, the reason why I got popular, or I don't know. It's 150,000 subscribers popular. It's a fuck ton of people, in my opinion. It's absolutely insane, but let's say for argument's sake, that is mega popular, however he just described it. I've put a lot of time and effort into my channel, but as I have always said, if I had 1,000 subscribers, I would still be happy, because I'm just talking about what I want to talk about. I'm talking about what I'm passionate about. I'm not talking about something because it could gain me attention or because it could gain me money. My channel was not monetized until nearly 40,000 subscribers. The reason why I had started monetizing my channel was because video games are fucking expensive. Like, I have $600 of video games pre-ordered for the next 2.5 months. That's a lot of fucking money. That's never mind a 5090. That's never mind the PS5 Pro I had gotten. That's never mind any other games that come out. That's never mind extra equipment, right? Games are fucking expensive. My channel was not monetized until like 35 or 40,000 subscribers. Like, I waited, but then I was finally like, okay, you know what? If people are willing to support me and are willing to watch and they're willing to, in some cases, throw a few bucks my way, that's awesome. And luckily, I'm able to do something that I love. I'm able to sit here and I'm able to play video games, and I love video games. I'm able to talk about video games because I love video games and I want the industry to be better. But I was talking about these topics for years before my channel was monetized. I was talking about censorship in video games years and years and years ago when I wasn't making any money from it. Like, again, at least do a little bit of research. Chris, thank you for the 2 source. Trust me, bro. That's how these people operate. Hollywood guy, thank you for the 5. I can't be in your stream because of your red hair, so I'm out. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I get that for sure. 5090, Vera's just showing off now. Hopefully I'll be able to snipe one. If I can't, I'm going to cry because I didn't get the 40 series. I was like, no, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. Surely I'm going to get the 50 series. I'm gonna try though.
Woman.
This is wild to me, okay? This is something that I know a lot of female streamers, they fear, they worry about, that they are not taken seriously because people make these comments. I give a shit, right? And I'll tell you why. Let me land the plane here. Let me talk to you about this, right? Is these people...
I think it's funny how he says he doesn't give a shit that there are women in this industry who feel like they are not taken seriously, and he's only saying that because he is doing the same exact thing that is being brought up now. He's not taking me seriously because I'm a woman. So of course he's going to sit here and say, I don't give a shit. Yeah, you're right. You don't give a shit because you have no fucking respect for women in this industry unless they agree with your political opinions. He'll defend Alyssa, he'll defend Alana, but Varadark doesn't share my, in my opinion, dog shit opinions. Therefore, it's okay that I say whatever I want about her.
People put time, effort, energy into their work, and they're reduced, right? Usually as a dig. You're correct. Usually people, when they want to hurt them, they'll use this as a dig, saying, the only reason you got a position that you got is because you're hot and people want to look at your titties.
And guess what? It was meant to be a dig.
But this is a substantive difference that hurt. She insulted your intelligence. You insulted her sexuality.
Me.
Which is different.
Changing the name
I did
of my
not
channel.
insult
Her gender. You said the only reason she has any success is because she's a female.
Yeah.
That's not insulting it.
That is insulting her. That is.
What does he mean that's not insulting it? Of course it's insulting it. What is he talking about? Of course it is. But he was just saying that it was perfectly fine that he was saying those things. So why are you backtracking now?
Is an insult.
That is insulting her. That's not insulting her gender.
Yes, it is. It's weaponizing somebody's gender against them to diminish their work and to use it in a demeaning way. And again, I don't give a fuck. It doesn't bother me. But you can't have it both ways. You can't sit here and say, wowza, she got popular because she's got tits, but then also say, I didn't say that. It wasn't demeaning against her gender. Brother, that is exactly what you just did, you dumb fuck.
Insulting her through that lens of, or through that angle of, and it's a problem in this space. And I think that, I don't think you should stand by this. That's all I'm saying.
My point here is different. From
He's stood by it for months now, and this is how he feels. He should stand by it, but he should also realize that it's not going to be a take that is going to be popular with the radical leftists that he surrounds himself with. And all he's doing is making himself look dumb to more right-leaning or even average gamers. If I was a normie and I just played the OG God of War games for the first time, I was like, oh my god, I want to know who wrote these games. I want to know who designed these games. And then I looked up this guy and I saw this. I'd be like, damn, he fell off, this dumb motherfucker.
Because it is sexist, but it is normal because the qualifications of the YouTube jobs select for women disproportionately. That seems to be the point, and I agree with that point. The point that I'm making is,
I mean, again, that's like I've said, I didn't get popular on this platform because the YouTube algorithm favored my gender. I put up 3 to 4 videos a day. I stream 20, 25, sometimes 30 hours a week. I have 4.3K videos and live streams on this channel. I brute forced the YouTube algorithm. If I was putting up 1 video a week, I would be at 1,000 subscribers still. And that would be fine. I'm not saying that wouldn't be fine, but I've put in the time and the effort. And my channel and its content speaks for itself. Again, I didn't monetize my channel until I was at like 40K. I wasn't trying to make money off of this platform. I just talked about things that I liked. But that also took years.
That when you do have either, if not legislatively, but a culture of diversity within a workplace, it becomes racist but normal to value a black person in a job because the qualifications of that job now select for you being black, or the qualifications of that job.
Black people because they're black, right?
Sorry, what?
It's also racist not to hire black people or women or trans people or LGBT people because they're not the norm, right?
Yeah.
That's also racist. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and the reason that all these initiatives exist to begin with is because the playing field is not level.
I'm definitely much more of a merit.
He says the playing field is not level, but when you are part of that group that he just called out, in this case being a woman, and then you demean somebody and their success in this industry based on that factor, you're not helping the chances of somebody actually wanting to join this industry because they were passionate about it.
Meritocrat. I'd rather be colorblind for race and simply choose the best people regardless of their race. That's how I kind of
That's
view
a
things.
lot of fun when you're a white guy or you're a white presenting guy.
Yikes, a white presenting guy. The best person for the job should get the job. The color of their skin, their gender, their sexuality, their religion, none of that should matter in the grand scheme of things. I say this all the time. I'm giving myself a headache with saying this. It's 2, 3, 4 times a day, 5, 6, 7, 8 times a day. All right, listen. Okay, I would be fine, perfectly fine, with monetarily supporting games made by teams of just lefties or black individuals or women, if they can leave their politics at the door and they can just make a good product. I don't give a fuck if 98% of the people behind the camera or in front of the camera are black, if they can make a good piece of content. I don't give a fuck if they're lesbians, if they're bisexual, if whatever they are, if they can make a good product. Unfortunately, though, we are seeing an issue where a lot of people who, in my opinion, are only getting hired because they check off a box, because of DEI initiatives, they are not able to show up with the goods that should have gotten them hired. They are not able to hold their position in the industry because of their talent. Or else we wouldn't end up with flops like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. We would end up in more positions where they're making the OG Arkhamverse games that are super popular and super successful. And sure, part of that is leadership. I'm not just saying it's the fault of developers, but the developers are the ones creating the content.
Guy like you.
Wait.
It is what it is. But he didn't just do this one stream yesterday. He thought, you know what? Bilbo is sitting on his leaf with his little fish, and he is, I guess enjoying his night. I wish my YouTube would unfreeze. That would be cool. I wish Bilbo would love me like he loves his fish. He disabled his chat, his live stream chat. What a good thing. What a nice thing of him to do. He decided, I'm going to sit down and have a conversation with Alyssa Mercante, which is hilarious. And the reason why this is so funny to me is because the 2 months ago, when he was, hold on. I had to change the image. I had to do her some justice. Looking like the Joker over here. Sorry. Getting ahead of myself. 2 months ago, when he was going after me initially, he had come into my live stream and he was donating. Shout out to David Jaffe for the $10 worth of donations. Again, crazy. Thanks, I guess. But he was like, oh, you should hit me up. We should have a conversation. I was like, sure. Follow me. I had no way to contact him. Absolutely no way to contact him. I'm not gonna like publicly beg for you to follow me on social media. That's just fucking weird. And so the conversation never happened because it was clear that he didn't want to have a genuine conversation. I had at this point, I don't even think I'd sit down to, I don't know. I don't think I'd really have a reason to sit down and have a conversation with him, because if he's just going to demean my work based on my gender, like there's no fucking point of a conversation. 1v1 me in fucking Fortnite, bro. But I've been waiting 2 months to have a conversation with him. He probably messaged Alyssa last week and was like, I love your work. Slay. Let's get you on a live stream, because he agrees with her politically. And he can have anybody on his channel that he wants, but it just makes him look 10 times worse. Not that he didn't look bad to begin with. Samuel, thank you for the $13.99. How are you doing up there in Canada? How's everything going? Why doesn't he put his money where his mouth is and give his job to a minority? It's like with, what's his name? Matt Hansen. I don't know why I forgot his name. It's like with Matt Hansen. Oh, I want you to replace crusty white dudes in the industry one day. Okay, there is one position that you can open up. There is one person that could be hired by you giving up your job, but he didn't. It would be the most helpful thing he ever did for the gaming industry. What a turnip. Don't insult turnips like that. I'm offended. Don't insult them like that. They don't deserve that shit. True, though. Kind of true. Endless Flare, thank you for the 5. Hey, Varadark. How does he say? Vera. Yo, what's up, Vera? I hate myself. Did you ever hear about the Goonergate? About Goonergate from Melanie Mack. She said if you like the First Ascendant, you're a pervert. Yeah, I've already given my 2 seconds of commentary. Sexy women in video games are good. They're not pornographic, and we don't have to agree with on everything in the world. And I sure as hell don't agree with her on that. And that's okay. She can have her opinion. I can have my opinion. But I don't agree with her opinion at all in any way, shape, or form. Michael, thank you for the 20. I found the ultimate character creators by accident from a YouTube recommended. If they had these characters in a big game, they would probably sell 50 million. No links, but search for star babes and starships. I'm not searching that on stream. I'm gonna get banned, I bet. Thanks, Michael, for the 20. I will check it out, though. And before we play this, Luffy, thank you for the SAR 1999. Self-loathing individuals are dangerous to the public and the country. Yeah, probably true. Probably true. But yeah, he did another live stream today. He's really trying to rack up the points. He's really causing some drama. I get it. He needs clicks. And what's the name of his channel? David Jaffe Games? Yeah, he wiped 7,000 views from his channel yesterday. Pretty bizarre. I was just checking Social Blade. But he says that YouTubers who talk about others are grifters, but he's admitted that he's a grifter. That's exactly what he is. Anyway, we're not going to watch this whole thing. Oh my god. It was like 3 hours. I can't. We're putting it at 2 times speed. We'll watch some of it. There was a section where I guess he did like a very brief call-in like opportunity that we could show off. I can't read. I can't read either. Listen, you got to change your username. All right? Let's keep it a buck. That's why you're a maidenless bozo.
Killed. The people that do the swatting would go, okay, we do want to make these people's lives difficult because we're assholes
loud?
and we feel we're justified in
Loud
whether
for
that's true or
me.
not, whatever. But let's not. There's a difference between like a pain in the ass prank, like whatever the modern equivalent is of TPing somebody's house with toilet paper, and literally running the risk that you will be in jail because you have kicked off murder. And but a lot of these people just don't seem to see the difference. But
no, and I think a lot of it has to do with if you become someone who's in their line of sight and their targets there is just
Is 2 times too fast for everybody? I can understand 2 times. 1.75? How about that? Is that better?
rampant dehumanization. Like the things that I have read about myself.
Oh, I'm going to ask you about some of this because I'm just like, she don't, I mean, now you might, but keep going. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, it's just very easy to not care about the consequences of how you treat someone if you don't believe they're a person or if you don't believe
Okay. Listen. There are always bad apples in every single bunch. There are always going to be people on the internet who push the limits. There are always going to be people who act like genuinely terrible people and who are pieces of shit. That doesn't make it okay. It is not okay that Alyssa has faced doxing. It's not okay that Alyssa has potentially received death threats. It's not okay that Alyssa has potentially faced swatting. None of that's okay. Just like it's not okay that a 56-year-old man has a Merida statue in his background. What? But that's not okay. And we know why he's obsessed with red hair now. Zoom in on that Merida. None of that is okay. But when you are a public figure and you are actively trying to start drama with people, you cannot expect everybody to be super nice to you on the internet all the time. Yeah. It's not okay what YouTube is breaking for. It's not okay that people are saying gross shit to you. But on the flip side, you need to treat other people with a general level of respect. And she hasn't done that. Now, she doesn't have to, but that doesn't mean we have to be nice to her. We have to be, cordial with her.
Deserve any sort of rights that anyone else has. And the way that I have been spoken about and the sort of like character that I have been turned into, yeah, a lot of people don't consider me a person.
The character that she's been turned into is a character of her own creation. The claims that people make about her, or at least the majority of claims that I have seen people make about her, are based off of information or jokes she has made about herself. Maybe you shouldn't be calling people loser grifters if you don't want people to call you a dumb bitch. And listen, I have nothing against Alyssa Mercante as a human being. I don't wish death upon her. I don't wish something bad happened to her. That would be absolutely fucking disgusting. And I will never condone that. And I will never say that because that's not how I would ever feel about somebody. But again, when you don't treat people with respect and you constantly belittle them, but whether it's based on their religion or it's based on something like politics or as simple as their opinions on video games, people are going to argue with you. People are going to be mean to you. When you threaten to beat people up and you say people are pussies because they won't go and fight you with their fists, of course you're going to face backlash for that. There's another section in here where she talks about, the fight we were supposed to do or whatever. She was mad. I genuinely believe, Alyssa, if you would like to clarify, if you want to come on the channel right now, you're free to. It's okay if you're listening. If you want to come on the channel, I won't read any chat while you're here. How about that? I won't read any messages from anybody, to be fair to you. She was talking about how, Keemstar wanted to set it up, but she didn't want to do that. You mean you didn't want to go through a professional level route? And then, of course, she spun it into, I wanted to raise the money for charity. I said that was perfectly fine. But then it all just really boils down to she didn't want to come on this channel. I genuinely believe that because I said in my messages to her, and yes, I have shared them publicly because she initially made this challenge publicly, and I felt it was only shared to update people publicly. Otherwise, I wouldn't do that. I had said I want to be able to stream it from my channel. We had already agreed that the money raised would be going to a charity of our choice. So of course any money that I would have raised through a video or a live stream would have gone to the winner's charity choice. I don't know why she ever would have. Well, it's because she doesn't want to give me the benefit of the doubt. But I said leading up to it, I want to do a stream with you and I just want to talk about the gaming industry. She could come on this channel right now and I would not insult her. I would not belittle her. I would not demean her. But she doesn't want to have conversations with people. I've asked her so many times over the months to, have a discussion. But it's instantly to, fists. That's unhinged behavior. Dev, thank you for the 5. I haven't watched it yet, but I will be showing it off. Yeah, I will be showing it off. But thank you so much for the dono.
Worthy of
We're not going to watch
so
all this though, guys.
I don't think they think twice about the idea that a chumped up cop could come and
But that's less about you being Alyssa Mercante and more about you just being a woman.
Yeah, a woman online.
Right.
Whoa! Hold on. Wait a minute. She has received backlash on the internet for being a female gamer, and that's bad. People shouldn't criticize her because she's a woman on the internet. Wait a minute. What did he say before about me? If you say something that's sexist, it can also be true, and it was okay that he made that comment because it was only meant to hurt me?
Yes. But I do want to say though, and I'm curious about your take on this, and one of the things a lot of people that are either conservative right or right or whatever, a lot of people who push back.
Keep in mind, this is only 24 hours after those first clips. Only 24 hours, may I add.
People like me and people like you are like, you know what though, you guys think you're so arrogant, you think you're so much better than us, you think you're so much smarter than us, and go fuck yourself, because you and Alyssa can sit there and commiserate over your little leftist, kumbaya bullshit, but go fuck yourselves because you're a bunch of arrogant smug fucks. And I do think there is some.
The problem is that someone like Alyssa will not sit down and have a conversation with someone on the opposite side of the political spectrum from her. I've never said who I have voted for, who I would vote for, who I would like to vote for. I have never said any political affiliation or leaning like on this channel, right? But she assumes I'm a conservative, which I'm fine with being called whatever label you want to call me, if it means I can continue to do the work I think is important in this industry. But she won't sit down and have that conversation with me because she has deemed me like her political enemy. But
truth to kumbaya bullshit, but
they talk about, oh, you guys, everyone laughs at us and says that we sit on our leftist echo chambers, but that is what you do. But that is what you do. Alyssa could come on this stream right now and she could have a conversation. She could come on the stream tomorrow, the next day, or the next day, or the next day. It's been half a year. Nothing like that. Sean, thank you for the $4.99. I was there. It was so cringe. Isn't everything on the internet cringe now? It really is.
Go fuck yourselves because you're a bunch of arrogant smug fucks. And I do think there is some.
You're so sitting on a live stream months ago saying that you were smarter than me because you were older than me, and you have a book that has to do with Trump, and because you're older than me, you know more than me. That's not acting like an arrogant, smug fuck.
Truth to that. I do think that our side, if I may be so bold to put us at least in an adjacent bucket, our side has been unfortunately and cruelly dismissive for a very long time of people who we might consider folks who don't have the facts. And sometimes they don't. A lot of times they don't. But I think that has.
David Jaffe didn't have all of the facts when he said I only became popular because of my face and my gender, when in fact I have thousands of videos and live streams on this channel that prove otherwise.
Open the door for a lot of people on our side to be cruel, hateful, dismissive, elitist, holier than thou. And I mean, I'm curious what your take is on that, because there's two ways to fight this fight that I think we're both invested in, right? Which is making things better and making things more equitable, I assume.
Yes.
But I don't know. I mean, what is your take on that? On the sort of, we're responsible too for some of this cultural
Equitable, guys.
It's tough because I think
equitable. I don't want to go on my rant about that word, but it's so fucking stupid.
it's really hard to be in a situation where, when I started facing this in March, it was on off the end of a piece that I had written and published. That was solid, journalistically.
The Kotaku piece about Sweet Baby, right? Yeah.
And it is really hard to want to have polite conversations with people who don't believe that trans people exist, who don't believe that Black folks are naturally working in the games industry for any other reason other than DEI, who don't believe that.
I think that there are Black folks in this industry who are working in this industry because they are genuinely passionate people, just like there have always been LGBT individuals or women The problem is that you always say, oh, there's not these people, right? And that in some cases, like with Alyssa, oh, people are trying to push me out of this industry because of my gender. No, nobody's trying to push you out of the industry because of your gender. People are just saying you've got some stupid fucking takes, and all you are doing is ruining the reputation of the company you previously worked for. People are just holding you accountable for your words. Now, I don't mean accountable as in, oh, people are trying to dox her, people are trying to get her fired. I mean, people are going online and criticizing her. And that is more than fair. I can go on this live stream and say that she's trash at her job. Just like she can go on her stream and say I'm trash at my job. That's perfectly fine. But the majority of people have just said that you were bad as a journo. That doesn't make us racist. That doesn't mean we're sexist. That doesn't mean we've got internalized misogyny or something. It just means we think that you're bad at your job.
That I play games, or who believe that I perform sexual, are naturally working in the games industry for any other reason other than DEI. Who don't believe that I play games, or who don't believe
I play games. You know what's funny? I don't play games.
That I perform sexual acts to get my job. It's really hard to other than DEI. Who don't believe that I play games, or who believe that I perform sexual acts to get my job. It's really
Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Well, that's a little awkward. That's a little awkward. That's a little weird. Why would people say that about Alyssa? I don't know. I don't know why anybody would have ever said that about Alyssa, guys. That is insane. Never say that about her.
Really hard to not be dismissive of that. And I do think that maybe there is some nuance in situations. You know, I have had.
I don't have any other commentary. What am I supposed to say? She literally said it about herself. I've never brought that up. I've never said, oh my God, she sucked dick to get in this industry, which she has said about herself. Okay, sure, it could have been a joke, but that doesn't mean that you didn't say it.
Conversations in DMs and back and forth sometimes on Twitter where I have been like, this isn't true, quite simply, here's the proof, rather than me being full-blown, aggressive back. But a lot of it...
She's not ever been full-blown aggressive back? Oh.
And I have learned a lot in the past few months. I have learned,
sure.
I'm not Captain America and I can't fight everyone who says horrible things about me. And I need to decide how I want to spend my energy and what I want to put out there. And that's why I've also been focusing a lot more lately on the philanthropic work that I do and trying to support people more and just break down when people are flat out lying, put it out there, and that's it. I don't need to every single time Mark Kern says something disgusting about me, say that he is a 56-year-old man using a baby avatar and he's weird.
He is weird. He's weird.
He's weird. But I don't
subjectively he's weird. No one is objectively weird. But in my opinion, see, I've been lawyer and media trained. In my opinion, he's a fucking weirdo. But I'm sure
I was just gonna say, oh, you gotta hit him with the haha, I'm joking, don't sue me line. Because that totally makes it all the better.
Thinking about me. That's fine.
Yes, and that's, I think that's tough because we are both kind of Spider-Man meaning each other of I fundamentally don't understand you. You fundamentally don't understand me. And maybe there are instances where we could go in with a softer touch, but for me it's really hard, and I'm sure it's hard for a lot of people to want to go in with that when all of the things.
The thing is that nobody's saying you have to go in with a softer touch, but you do need to be a generally respectful human being to others. And then people won't sit here and hate you. I don't hate Alyssa. I think that she's fucking dumb. Just like she probably thinks I'm dumb. But, I don't hate her. But then again, I don't go around threatening to beat people up. I would rather sit down and have a conversation with them. So we're just fundamentally different people.
Things that you believe in and you stand for aren't just being cut down, but they're being cut down with a "and you're an ugly."
The one thing I will give Alyssa, oh my God, everybody chill the fuck out. I'm about to compliment Alyssa. This is historic. This one stream, in this one single stream, Alyssa is color coordinated. Her shirt, her hair, I give her props for that. That's hard to do. I give her props. Alyssa, you probably shouldn't have worn the Joker lipstick. I'm sorry. I can't do this.
Slut too. It's like, well, why do I have to be nice to
The
you?
rest is color coordinated.
Right.
It's tough. It's really tough.
Well, at least that's more. I mean, I was on a podcast yesterday with, it was a debate thing on this thing called Wik TV,
Oh, yeah.
and I enjoyed it. It was great. You know, it was fun. But there was a point where I just lost my shit because one guy was talking about, he may have even been speaking about Assassin's Creed Shadows, which, by the way, I read your piece, Rolling Stone. Great. I'm very much looking forward to that game.
It's surprisingly good.
That's what I hear. And I was excited before, and people came to me on the internet like, "You're fucking chill." I'm like, dude, I'm watching the fucking shit Ubisoft's putting out. It looks good. If it sucks, I'll tell you I think it sucks. What do you fucking care? But anyway, I'm talking to this guy. I'm very much looking forward to that game.
It's surprisingly good.
That's what I hear. And I was excited before, and people came to me on the internet like, "You're fucking chill." I'm like, dude, I'm watching the fucking shit Ubisoft's putting out. It looks good. If it sucks, I'll.
You know what's fucking hilarious about this? Okay, it's all right that he's judging a trailer, but it's not okay that us YouTubers, the successful YouTubers, are doing. Oh, he's not a shill because he's saying he thinks it looks good. So why am I a fucking brainless bigot because I think it doesn't look good? The reason why companies put out teasers and trailers is for us to judge them. That means your response in one direction is just as valid as my response in another. I think Assassin's Creed Shadows looks like it's gonna be fucking trash. That's just my opinion. You're allowed to have yours, I'm allowed to have mine. But oh no, we're labelists and phobes because we are judging, but we're not properly judging it.
I'll tell you I think it sucks. What do you fucking care? But anyway, I'm talking to this guy, and he's like, well, the problem with these games being so shit today is that all these people are DEI hires. They've never made a game before, which is the first thing. And I'm like, okay, let me explain something to you. The scope of a game, unless you're talking like a little indie 1 or 2 man band, the scope of a game, forget the fact they're $350 million, behemoths that are on, but the scope of how to put together a video game with the thousands of people they have all over the world working on it and have it all work and all that, you are not putting people in any position, whether it's DEI or not, who don't know what the fuck they're doing. That's
No.
A.
Hold on, I can find it. I know for a fact I can find it. Let me put on some elevator music while I look for this real quick. Hold on. Because I remember. That the Assassin's Creed boss, Mark Cote, or whatever his name is, said that they hired a bunch of juniors. That they hired basically a bunch of nobodies. Hold on. I have to find it now. I have to find it. I don't care if it takes 2 hours. We gotta get this. I know that it's here somewhere. I'm not gonna be able to find it, am I? I'm not gonna be able to find it. He had just said this shit. Do you guys remember what I'm talking about? Hold on. Let me look him up by name real quick. I don't remember what site it was on that I had seen it. Everybody chill. Don't make this weird. Okay, chat? Don't make this fucking weird. Watch this. Hold on. Let me do some journalism real quick. We gotta mute the music.
Scope of a game, unless you're talking like a little indie 1 or 2. Like, you're fucking chill. I'm like, dude, I'm watching the fucking shit Ubisoft's putting out. It looks good. If it sucks, I'll tell you I think it sucks. What do you fucking care? But anyway, I'm talking to this guy, and he's like, well, the problem with these games being so shit today is that all these people are DEI hires. They've never made a game before, which is the first thing. And I'm like, okay, let me explain something to you. The scope of a game, unless you're talking like a little indie 1 or 2 man band, the scope of a game, forget the fact they're $350 million, behemoths that are on, but the scope of how to put together a video game with the thousands of people they have all over the world working on it and have it all work and all that, you are not putting people in any position, whether it's DEI or not, who don't know what the fuck they're doing. That's A.
What? What did he just say? They're not putting those people in this type of position. Is that what he just said? That's crazy. That is crazy. Half of the team behind Assassin's Creed Shadows haven't made a game before. Oh. Okay. Whatever you say. Sure. Whatever you say, David. I almost called him Jeff. Okay, Jeff. Whatever you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. But it's not what I'm talking about. Because I actually talk about this industry.
B, then he says, and that's why they're making all these remasters, because when you've got new people making games, that's the easiest thing to give them. And I'm like...
It is true. It is true. When you are hiring people who don't know what they're doing, expecting them to put a new coat of paint over something, maybe sometimes redesign things because we love to censor content, it is easier to hand them an existing product than expect them to start from scratch.
You dumb motherfucker. And I know that there probably was a Jesus olive branching moment where I could have reached him, but I just fucking had enough. So it's almost like maybe the normal human isn't capable of bridging this divide as much as I can intellectually know that guy's just a human. He's trying to get by with his...
You're right. The normal human beings can't deal with people who are so obsessed with being correct that they are willing to ignore straight up facts and evidence that in this case, as he said, their opponents have provided them because they're so worried about staying relevant and in their echo chamber. That is what he has done. He doesn't ever want to have a conversation with people who are different than him. He just ultimately... yeah. I don't need to go into any that was a jump scare. Sorry. Try to be nice, okay? She's got the monochromatic moment going, except for the lipstick. Why didn't you wear a burgundy lipstick? Chris, thank you for the 10. AC Shadows was DEI crap who hadn't known what they were doing. Putting a black man as the main character of a game set in feudal freaking Japan. Are you kidding me? Well, he is based off of a historical figure. The problem arises when it's basically a fictional version of this historical character, and then they write it off as historically accurate. But thank you so much for the dono. All right, we're gonna watch this one last section.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. She's lost. Anyway, the point is, Jeff, what's going on?
One last
we were on the TV together last night.
He's pretty quiet about. You can go into any of these large leaders. It's someone like a Hypnotic or I guess an 8-Bit Eric. The side scrollers, they just raised $25,000 around for the Real Game Awards.
Hey, by the way, congratulations on your award last night.
I heard I won.
Yes.
Landslide victory. So suck it, Reb. Suck it, Paul.
Well, something that you said, because I'm watching the whole stream up to this point. You said something along the lines of, it's hard to have a polite conversation with people who don't believe that trans people exist or black people work in games or maybe there's other than DI. And fair enough, sometimes you come across somebody who is so vitriolic and so just unable to listen. I get it. And there are definitely some people in that space, because I've been in those spaces as well, who are definitely like that.
Yes.
However, I can say, though, that Stuttering Craig is not one of those guys. Like, you could have...
No, Stuttering Craig is not one of those guys. I mean, maybe I'm just yapping about myself, but I do not feel I am one of those people. I know Blabs is not like that. Hypnotic's a shit talker, but Hypnotic will still, at least, again, I'm not Hypnotic, so I can't technically defend anybody else. I don't know how anyone's going to act if they're face to face with Alyssa, but I would assume he would sit down and have a conversation. But, Craig is most certainly not like that. I'm most certainly not like that.
Had a reasonable conversation with him.
Okay, we're not. Stuttering Craig is not the lawsuit guy, so that's fair game. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, he's fair. He's not. I guess you could say he's not.
Stuttering Craig is not the lawsuit guy. Why do you have to specify that?
But the people that he aligns himself with not only openly and happily say slurs on social media, some of them have been accused of some pretty terrible things. I'm not going to name names because I'm not silly, but that he runs with a very specific group. And listen, My boyfriend is not involved in this space in any way, shape, or form. He has played games. He almost went pro in Overwatch, and he did watch a lot of stuff. Yeah, he's a dork.
He almost went pro, but he's not fucking good enough at video games.
But he doesn't know anything about this industry. And
I don't know who the guy is, but why didn't he go pro if he was good enough to go pro?
I was actually shocked he knew what Kotaku was when we first started dating. He watched, somebody sent me that I won last night, and I opened up the clip, and he went, "Is that the Screw Attack guy?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's him." He's like, "I used to watch him when I was a kid. What do you mean he's doing this now?" And I mean, look, you could say that he's not that guy, but in the opening animation for his Game Awards, he has like a horrifically racist cartoon of Hideo Kojima. Like,
I can see that, yeah.
Like, I mean, maybe he's not as crude and as lewd and as,
I didn't think that it was some racist image of Kojima. It was supposed to be a funny image of Kojima. I don't know why. Well, again, it's because she doesn't want to give anybody she disagrees with the benefit of the doubt. Couldn't she have been like, "Hey, Craig, is there a reason why you made Kojima look like this?"
Openly defamatory or harassing as some people, but he still is somebody who is courting those people intentionally, is having people on his show who say the F slur.
Thanks, Sean, for the $4.99. Alyssa is so dishonest. It's sad. Thankfully, we have proper commentators. She is very dishonest, and she can be dishonest. She can say whatever she wants on the internet, but she got fired from Kotaku for, again, we'll never fully know. Seems partially because of, like, destiny and her political leaning, and then, of course, threatening people and causing drama. It seems that there is a Mod Podge of reasons there, even though she claims she didn't get fired, but then the lawsuit claims that she got fired. Whatever the case may be, she can have her own opinions, but it doesn't look good for her to constantly attack people.
And the R slur left, right, and center. And I don't think that that's someone that I could have had that conversation with, if I'm being honest with you. Because is having people on his show who say the F slur and the R slur left, right, and
the F slur and the R slur, I guess I fill the R slur spot.
Center. And I don't think that that's someone that I could have had that conversation with, if I'm being honest with you. Because it just has a polite face on.
Hang on.
I think it's funny how Alyssa oftentimes calls people like pieces of shit, and she tries to trash talk people, but then she acts like she's never said the word retard. Like, okay, maybe you haven't recently said it, sure, but have you really never said that word? You were so edgy. You're so cool. Everybody thinks you're funny, but I would never say that.
Devin, no. let me just briefly back that up. I did have a polite conversation with him. I came on his show with Melanie Madison with him, and I had a conversation with him about my trans child, my trans son. And it was a very, for the most part, fine conversation. It was nuanced. I walked him through our experience, and I was like, all right, well, he's never going to agree with me, but okay, that was all right. That was harmless, and at least maybe somebody out there who heard it was like, all right, Jaffe's, whatever. And then it wasn't X months later that he's still out there posting clips about how awful I am and a terrible dad and all this stuff. I'm like, well,
when you put your personal life online, people can judge your personal life. It's just as simple as that. If you are going to bring attention to something and make it public information for your audience, you have to expect people are going to use that public information against you. You always have to assume the worst. It's like, I never talk about my personal life. I never talk about religion. I never talk about my family, except for like occasionally I'll mention like my parents or something like that, or my sister, right? They've never been on my streams. There's a reason why they've never been on my streams. There's a reason why I've never shared pictures of them. There's a reason why I don't talk about my personal life, my private life. I don't talk about going to school, or I don't talk about that stuff because I don't want to. I like having a personal private life. If you want to have a personal private life, don't put it on the internet, and that's perfectly fine. But when you post about your trans child online, you have to make the assumption that people are going to bring up that trans child against you. Now, I personally do not comment on, I still want to keep calling him Jeff. Why? I personally do not comment on Jaffe's trans child because I am not a parent myself. And so I do not think that it is really fair that I sit here and say that he was an awful parent when I have no parenting experience. But from the outside looking in, yeah, People could make the assumption that you were a terrible parent. They are allowed to because you have talked about it online. Again, I'm not going to sit here and make jokes at that expense, but other people can. And Craig is a father. So he's allowed to judge one parent's actions if he wants to, because you posted them publicly.
You're full of shit, in my opinion. Because, not you, Dev, but him. Because I'm like, you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to be my friend or think I'm going to win a Parent of the Year. But anybody who heard that conversation knows we did the best we could, and I think we did wonderfully with all the information and all the resources at our disposal. And it's to paint me then, after he's had that information given to him, as some sort of anything other than that. I'm sorry, it paints him as a guy who he's not a genuine.
So he's mad that he gave Craig information, yet he's claiming that Craig completely ignored it. So when you say that I only got successful because of my gender, when there are 4,300 pieces of content on my channel, and there's 6 or 7 years worth of content on my channel, you are given the evidence that points to it not being about my gender. Where's my apology? See, it's okay when you do it, but it's not okay when somebody else does it to you. Again, to clarify, I'm not asking for an apology. I really don't give two shits if he thinks I got successful because of my tits, because that's just not true. But if he's claiming, oh, we need to be all about evidence, and if we give somebody evidence, we need to apologize and be nice to them, you can start. You could start. Chris, thank you for the, oh, it didn't pop up. Okay, that's great. Chris, thank you for the 5. Summoning skeletons in his closet, surprised they become sentient. Sean, thank you for the $4.99 and the $1.99. Alyssa, so dishonest. Oh, I already read that one. Thank you again. And do you think he is holding a lot of water? I don't know what that means. So, yeah, I don't know what that means.
Noble participant in the conversation to me, and so I wrote him off.
Well, I mean, I understand that the two of you have had your experiences, but I've only had positive experiences with him.
Well, that's good.
Despite not politically aligning with him, right? Because
Great.
I've had great experiences with Craig. He doesn't say, I'm a piece of shit and I'm only successful because of my gender. He actually sees the work and effort that I put into this platform. I hate that I keep having to bring that up because it makes me sound like I give a fuck, but I genuinely don't. But this is what he's hung up on about me, so I guess it's only fair I throw it back at him. Holding water equals carrying for other people? Oh.
What's the point, though? Who cares? I mean, I'm not saying who cares about your life, Dev. I'm saying just because I'm sure his mom likes him too. But what's your bigger point, though? Because I'm sure a lot of people vibe with him. That's great. Good for him.
I think he would have been a good faith person to have the initial, maybe the initial sweet baby in conversation with. I'm sure the bridge is completely burned now. It's not going to happen at this point. But back then, I think there was an opportunity there that I think maybe was squandered a little bit.
I would disagree with you just because I think his behavior, even if maybe if it wasn't towards me in the first place because he didn't know who I was or we weren't disagreeing openly yet, I think his behavior points to a pattern of someone who, if I'm being quite honest, realized how lucrative it is to behave a certain way online. And I also did not really want to contribute to giving that man any more money. These people are making enough money off of my name and off of my likeness, and I'm not going to give you views. That's why I'm very picky about where I go. It's not about me wanting to, not be challenged in these situations, or else I wouldn't have agreed to do this and take calls. It's more like I'm not going to go on and talk to someone who very clearly wants to make a lot of money off of this form of learning. Yeah. All
right,
I appreciate you.
Okay. Listen, I get it, right? There are plenty of people out there who I'm sure talk about you all the fucking time. That talk about you whenever they get a chance. You guys know I don't like doing that. When she says something I think is dumb, I criticize it because she's a game journalist. If she is sitting here spreading lies and attacking content creators, I'll talk about it. It's like I'm doing this stream tonight, right? I'm sitting here, I'm talking about David, I'm talking about Alyssa, I'm talking about the way that they're acting, sure. I am doing that, but how often do I do that? Not particularly often. Very rarely. And if Alyssa came to me and said, all right, I want to have a conversation with you. I want it to be in a video, and I want to be able to check the edits, and I want you to upload it with no monetization on, I would do it. If Alyssa said, I want to come on a stream with you, and I just want to talk about the gaming industry, let's have a respectful conversation, and I don't want the monetization on, I would do that. But it's never, oh, hey, why don't we try to have a conversation? It's instantly just, we're not going to be able to have a conversation. Which is sad.
I got so many other people waiting.
Yeah.
Is
Because I'm so popular.
You are
One more
popular.
shot.
Let's
Give
do this
me one
up.
more shot,
Okay, fine. Go ahead.
One
Jeff.
more shot. Okay.
One question. Go, buddy.
I think Rich said something earlier about like painting with a broad brush, and I mean, we didn't actually have a chance for me to ask you any of the things that I wanted to ask you because the conversation went off the rails. So I'd like to talk to you again at some point. We can do it here.
Of course.
We can do it on Wick's show, a little more long form.
Or my Twitch.
Yeah.
Sure, I think you can vote for Wick. He's a good faith moderator. So.
Yeah, Wick is great. Alyssa's great. I just met her today, but she's all
Like, I'd go on Alyssa's channel. I'd go on Alyssa's stream. Sure. It doesn't matter to me. You make money off of it. Okay, cool. Go for it.
she's rubbish at Marvel Rivals, but you know,
No.
I have serious disagreements with you.
I only play the Punisher. I can't fucking play that game. I love it, but
I'm a
college professor or working in college, but you got to get.
That thing, right? And some people actually did, in fact, say, I'll fight you. I know one of them was Varadark, and she said that she would actually do it at Creator Clash. And you mentioned earlier in the stream that none of them offered to do it at Creator Clash, but she did.
I mean, she asked to do it with one of those guys. I don't know his name. He runs a boxing thing as well. He makes money.
It was Keemstar.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Creator Clash. I brought up
I know she
to do Keemstar's,
yeah.
like a show on Keemstar's thing, and he wanted to put together with his community, his organization thing that he does, and I told her no. I didn't want her to make any money off of it. I didn't want him to make any money off of it because I disagree with him as a person as well. It also is really funny because I think it's really clear that there was like that was a very blanket, fun, silly statement.
So she says that she didn't want me to make any money off of it. Initially, she had issued that challenge, and I said, oh, I'd put, I don't remember, like $1,000 on the line. And then she was like, I don't want you profiting from it. In my mind, okay, I fucked up because in my mind, I would have never thought to have made that money if I won. Like, my intention would have always had been, like, give it to charity. So I wasn't even thinking that way. I should have clarified initially. But as soon as she had direct messaged me, I clarified. I was like, hey, by the way, like, I have no interest in, like, profiting off of this. I'm totally fine with that. But I had said I want to do streams. I said I want to do a sit-down conversation stream leading up to any kind of event. I want to talk about the gaming industry, and I want to get your takes on things. And now she's saying, oh, she wanted to have me on her channel to profit. We had already established that money raised would go to the charity. So if I made $5,000 on YouTube on a YouTube stream with her, that would have also been put in the pool for charity. I don't know why she's using it like, oh, she'd profit off of it. I never wanted to profit off of it. I said it could go to charity. If you were confused about that, why didn't you ask for a clarification? Also, though, as I've said many times, I'd rather have a conversation with somebody than have to fight them physically. I think that that is stupid. I think it's childish. I think it shows the mentality of a 15-year-old who is angsty, who doesn't know how to regulate their emotions and act like a legitimate adult. But as I have always said, if Alyssa wanted to come on this channel tomorrow and was like, any super chats or to charity, I'll split them to half to a charity of your choice, half to a charity of my choice, or we can agree on a charity. Sure, I'll do that. Or if you want me to shut the super chats off or whatever, sure, I'll do that. But yikes. On multiple occasions, I've tried to say, like, hey, why don't we have a conversation? It's never, oh yeah, we should have a conversation. She was more willing to fight me than she was to converse with me.
That then turned into
That's
a real open
weird.
season on people wanting to, like, oh, we can do violence normally on her now. We've been threatening it for months, but like now it's like, now it's okay. And there was a lot.
Nobody said it was okay to threaten you for months, but when you say people are little pussies and nobody wants to challenge you to a fight, and then 30 people say that they will fight you, again, in a professional setting, at least for me, I was saying a professional setting, I got Happy Punch on the line. We were setting stuff up with Happy Punch, but she didn't want to do that. Like, that's not the same as people going, oh, it was open season. They were just voicing how much they wanted to hurt me. No, you were the one who said that you wanted to fight people.
A lot of men who were like, I'll
No accountability.
fight you. And it just, at the end of the day, like, I stand on business.
Nobody would have ever had said any of that to her or about her or talking about fighting her if she hadn't said it first.
That was what I was trying to make very clear. I believe in what I say. I believe in a diverse industry. And no one was named because I don't want to like fist fight anybody because I'm almost 35 and I spend way too much money on Botox to screw up my face. But I think if it was a good faith conversation and if Creator Clash was still a thing, Creator Clash doesn't happen anymore. I don't think it made them any money and it was really expensive to put on. Then that could have been a thing. But her and I, when we were speaking, she wanted me to do it on a Keemstar thing and I told her no. But I did take boxing class for a long time. So
wow, that's crazy.
Cool. Dev, call back sometime later. I'd love to talk to you again, but we got to move on. Thank you, bud.
See you later.
Thanks, Dev. Have a good evening, buddy.
Insane. She boxed for a long time. That's crazy. Oh no. I'm scared, guys. I'm scared. What? I'm not gonna say anything else.
Let's bring it now. This man, I'm convinced, fucks chickens. This is Review Tech USA. Is here to talk.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you got damn right. Let's bring on the chicken fucker right now. Hang on.
Time I know
Rich
that these guys
only really joins to talk about
these are
Smash.
disillusioned young dudes.
But I wanted to play this one specific section.
You shouldn't necessarily be responsible for your audience, but at the same time, I know that these are disillusioned young dudes. Their minds are being poisoned, and it's going to ruin them for the rest of their lives. And these guys are cashing in on it, and I'm just sick of it. And we're talking about that on Low-Cow Tech Talk tonight.
These are young dudes. What did he say exactly? Young dudes who are disillusioned.
I know that these are disillusioned young dudes. Their minds are being poisoned, and it's going to ruin them for the rest of their lives. And these guys are cashing in on it, and I'm just sick of it. And we're talking about that on
I think it's important to point out that what my primary audience is 25 to 34, 37%, 35 to 44, 31%, 45 to 54, 15%. So the majority of my audience is not young, disillusioned dudes. They're just guys who are upset with the state of the gaming industry. And girls, because that wasn't a gender statistic. That was just the channel in totality.
Cow Tech Talk tonight.
That's important because, and that's something that I'm pitching a story because I don't want to do it on my Patreon because I don't want it to seem like it's a personal vendetta thing about the actual financials behind this, because these people are making a lot of money off of this. And like I said, how much money they raise for the Real Game Awards versus how much that production must have cost them. How much money.
What's funny about all of this is that she has a YouTube channel and she has a Twitch channel and she could stream for 15 hours a day if she wanted, and she could talk shit about anybody that she wanted to on the face of this earth. Alyssa could make a channel today titled Debunking Varadark. Debunking Varadark, and every day she has a panel of her and David and somebody else, or just them, dynamic duo over here, where they just go through all of my content and they debunk it and point out when I'm wrong, have to admit when I'm right, and then you can make a boatload of money off of that. Debunking Varadark. But they don't. And that's okay. She doesn't have to do that. But the point is that she has the capability of creating a YouTube channel just like everybody else.
Money Mark Kern is raised for a game that we don't know when it's going to come out. How much money these people make in super chats every night, which a lot of the cases, the things that are said in those super chats are horrifically hateful, transphobic. I mean, there was one where they suggested that I needed to be Eiffel Towered between the two of them so that I wouldn't feel this way anymore and be so angry. And that I must flick my...
Sure. There are always people who push limits, and you guys know, I'm very grateful for my super chats, but if I feel a super chat pushes a line and I feel it is very disgusting or disrespectful, or it is actually racist or sexist, I will not read it out loud. I will still say thank you so much for the donation, send a different message in chat, and I will read that one in its place. That rarely happens for me. I am grateful that I have an audience of level-headed people, but it's not my fault if somebody in my audience says that. It's not Hypnotic's fault if somebody in his audience sends that, and he may feel different from me. I will not read a chat if I do not feel comfortable with it, or I personally think it pushes a line. Again, very rarely do I not read messages. But that doesn't mean Hypnotic has to follow that same mentality.
To the idea of these men, and that I'm wetter than my leaky ceiling over the concept of the man who I am taking to court. And it is disgusting, and they make money off of people.
That really is a stupid comment to make, though. The comment, did I actually ever say this one? Did I just think this one? I'm not gonna say it.
Donating money to be able to have that read out loud, and it's hundreds and hundreds of dollars a stream, and they stream every night.
Tech, please hit me back on what Eiffel Towering is. I don't know.
I think I have
Two
it.
men
How does he not know?
so disgustingly about, and I can't
Of
explain it
course.
except it just feels like
Weird.
your skin is crawling with bugs, and it is so uncomfortable because I am someone who very much enjoys sex, very much enjoys being a horny little shit. But
No, I mean, yeah,
the hate mixed with the
But
horniness
again-
is a specific level of gross for me. It really.
I think
feels
you and Alana are threats because you happen to be attractive humans, right? And that's not.
What
No,
is-
no,
what
don't
is-
say, wait. Don't say things. I'm not. That's the worst part of our society. I'm making a blanket statement about just empirically speaking. You have nice symmetry. Blah blah blah. You take care of yourself. Alana as well. Right? No one's coming on you. Whatever.
I didn't think
Well, that's about all I'm gonna cover for this stream of drama, because I don't have anything else really to say. I wasn't gonna dissect the whole entire stream, and I wasn't gonna watch all of it because at the end of the day, like, they can say what they want, they can talk about it however they want, and they can try to trash talk people all they want, but ultimately, I didn't like this, so I'm gonna give it a dislike. Ultimately, we're just talking about people who are desperate for attention and money. They have no sense of accountability. And I think it's funny that we have two people who do not understand each other at any way, shape, or form, but they feel that they have a bond based on the fact that they are politically aligned. Alyssa is somebody who has said that she has been ruthlessly harassed and attacked over the months because of her gender. And then you have a man who is attacking a woman and saying that she does not deserve the attention she gets and that she is only successful because of her gender. Alyssa is willing to overlook this because they agree politically. And Jaffe is smart enough to not bring it up in a live stream with her because they agree politically. It's a pretty fucking pathetic situation all around. And this is why people do not take these two individuals seriously. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap up stream in a minute or two. Very rare random Friday stream. We did a discussion stream yesterday. We did a little discussion stream tonight. I will be live again tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll be playing, I believe, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. And then we'll be doing that Sunday probably as well. But yeah. I'll read chat for a few. If you have any questions, comments, leave them there. Sean, thank you so much for the $4.99. Does Alyssa think normal fellows take her opinion seriously? Maybe. Maybe she believes that she is truly in the right. And she can think that, but that doesn't mean that she is. It's like, I don't think that all of my opinions are correct. I don't sit here and say all of my opinions are the best opinions out there, because that's fucking stupid. But there's definitely a lot of people who think that way. But thank you so much for the dono, and Fight Me Verbally. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Why doesn't the super sticker pop up here? Why doesn't it pop up in the chat? That's so gay. Just like StreamYards. But I pay hundreds of dollars for it. Love that for me. I pay for this stupid application that doesn't even do what I want it to do. I love that. Chris, thank you so much for the 2. Thanks so much for your stream. This was hilarious. It was pretty funny. Even though it was me basically just repeating the same 3 points for 2 hours. Well, it is what it is. Expensive and gay, it is. But it is what it is. This is why the channel's monetized. J Lord, thank you for the 5. Hollywood had bent the knee to Trump, who soon to the gaming industry does this. Oh, how soon? Until the gaming industry does the same. Well, the thing is that all of these companies just bend with the wind. So when things go politically one way, they'll implement things like DEI initiatives, but when they go the other way, they will drop those DEI initiatives. Now, it all comes down to actually paying attention to the companies and what they're saying and doing, like with CI games. The timing, sure, looked bad. with them suddenly dropping body type A and B. But what is amazing about that is that it was based on the results of a poll, and then they implemented those changes in only a week. That is what we need to see, and that's what we need to praise companies for. I know. Why did they have body types A and B in the game in the first place? Well, next week I'll be doing an interview and getting that answer for you. But basically, we can't just say fuck these companies because they've made a bad move in the past. If we say these companies are bad and we will not give them another chance to change, they will not change. Why would they go out of their way to change? They won't. That's why Bilbo is sleeping next to his bed. Oh, okay. He doesn't want to talk to us. I get that. I get that, Mr. B. I don't want to talk to me either. But that's why I try to say, hey, listen. This company did this thing that's good. We need to give them a chance. Companies learn by losing money. But on the flip side, then that company just will cease to exist. And when companies are capable of making good products, isn't it only fair that we give them a chance to change their ways? That's just my opinion. Regardless, this is why you do not forgive a company by saying something, you forgive them by doing something. Companies, yes, companies also learn by earning money. Very, very fucking true. Smart companies learn before they go bankrupt, yep. And when they're willing to change, we need to give them a chance to change. Because not every company is complete dog shit. And if we treat every company like every company is dog shit, sure, always be skeptical. But if we always treat them like they're dog shit, then we're never going to get good entertainment ever again. You know, I would never go and give From Software complete shit because of something that Ubisoft did, sure. And yes, they do make decisions that other trash companies make, like body type A and B. Now, body type A and B does not ruin my experience in a game. It is one piece of a puzzle that can make a game bad, but it does not ruin a game. But because of like 98% of the other content they make is a 10 out of 10, I'm willing to overlook that. I'm willing to voice and say, hey, I think that this is trash, but you know, I'm not going to say fuck From Software because they do one thing that I don't agree with. Vara, wake up, Bilbo. You need to go to sleep. Yeah, that's me and B's relationship in a nutshell. When's your next Zelda stream? I have no clue. This weekend, we're going to be playing Ninja Gaiden. Then we have a Tuesday and a Thursday. No, we have a Tuesday slot. Maybe we'll finish Visions of Mana. And then Thursday is Hello Kitty. Hello Kitty better be the biggest game stream I've ever had on this fucking channel. Everybody, go and tell all your friends. Share the stream on social media. Start hyping this shit up. It needs to be the biggest. We can no longer allow Dustborn to be the largest game on this channel for a live stream. That is fucking disgusting. Chat, we need to change this shit. We need to do better. It cannot be Dustborn anymore. It's been Dustborn for, I don't know, 5 months? When did it come out? I think it came out in August. September? I think it was August. That is terrible, and we cannot allow this to be the case anymore. We need to change things. Join the PoE2 guild. I'm not really playing Path of Exile too much right now. I played some, but I typically like to wait until a full release because I don't like to dump a lot of time and effort into a game and then all of that go away, which, like, I understand there's still, like, seasonal characters and stuff, but I typically don't play enough of a game in early access to do something like join a guild. Have you been playing a lot of PoE too? It is good though. But thank you so much for the $1.99. But yeah, any last minute questions? Leave them in chat. Otherwise, I'm gonna be wrapping up stream in like, yeah, in like 1 minute. So yeah. It's been fun though. I typically don't like to do too many like drama streams. I'm just not much of a drama streamer. But when I'm being brought up, I think that it's only fair to talk about it briefly. So yeah, thought it was important. J Lord, thank you so much for the 10. A shift is happening in the culture. The same thing happened in 1980 and 2014. Hollywood is always following the pendulum, and there have been times where it was too right-wing. Hollywood has always been very left. But yes, things do swing one way or another. Things do change, and I hope these industries change. I hope we see a shift, like a legitimate shift. Not just, oh yeah, we're gonna say that it's a shift, and it's not actually a shift. But alright guys, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm going to attempt to do a raid. I know, insane, crazy, me being a good community member. I am a member of society now. But yeah, I'll be live again tomorrow night. And tomorrow and Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll be playing some Ninja Gaiden. Random Friday stream. Thanks for being here. It was very last minute, but it was cool. I had fun, guys. Thank you all so much for your donations, for your gifted memberships, for your kind words, for being here. Thank you so much for supporting me because of my hair, because of my face, and because of my gender. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you for stopping by. And have a fantastic rest of your evening, everyone.